What is cooking, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Happy Hour with Jay. Where you been? Where you been, bro? I'm busy, been working, running four businesses, trying to keep up with all of the awesomeness that's going on, selling Buzz Buddy like it's my job, because it is. And just so you guys know, like as mad as you are, nobody's been as mad as the problem child that we will refer to as Jared. You would think you think he has something better to do than harass me. If I showed you guys the string of text messages that I've received with the broken heart emoji, the stuff that I can't even repeat that he says to me about why aren't you recording your podcast? Are you no longer a podcaster? Is the happy hour with Jay all bullshit? Yeah, I mean, guy's got a serious problem and may need to get a hobby. Says he's busy, says he has a full-time job. I don't believe any of it. I think pretty much he sits around most of the day and just thinks about how he can annoy me. And if he's listening, and you probably are because you got nothing else to do, you won. You won. Like you did it. You annoyed me. And I mean, I think that you've become a master of that. And I think we just like to say congratulations. So if everybody could just have a moment of silence for Jared just being probably the most annoying human on the planet. Let's just do that for 30 seconds, sir. Okay, that's enough. I can't even give the guy 30 seconds. All right, funny story. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be like, you don't look like, relax. Everybody just relax right now before I say what I'm about to say. So I'm at the Cosmo a couple weeks ago. It could have been last week. It might have been a couple weeks. I don't even remember. For those of you guys that know, I go to Vegas quite a bit, probably once every 30 days to every 6 weeks. I don't keep the math on it, but I go there a lot. And the day we're leaving, I'm coming downstairs and I'm going to grab myself an energy drink before the car picks us up, takes us to the airport. I'm in the little gift shoppy area right down by the elevator. And I pop up and I'm like, hey, dude, I'm going to put this in my room. And the young kid behind the counter, I'm going to guess I mean, probably in his young 20s. And, I give him my name and I give him a room number. I even hand him my ID and my player's card, everything. It all matches. It all says, Jay Nixon on it. And I can see my name on the screen that he's looking at to verify that it is the room number that I've just given him. And he's kind of like tapping he's got this look on his face and he's tapping like the card kind of on the machine kind of nervously. And I just said, hey, dude, it should be under Nixon, Jay, blah, blah, blah. Maybe Lori. I don't know. Just take a look. He's like, I gotta be honest with you, sir. I'm so sorry. He's like, I thought you were Ryan Reynolds and I freaked out and I didn't know what to say. And he just started stuttering and got super nervous. I was like, no, not a problem, bro. Get it all the time. Got my energy drink, signed the thing and walked out. Now, whether you do or don't think that I look like Ryan Reynolds, I get that probably at least, I'd say at least once a month. We're usually traveling. Obviously, nobody that I know. Like, I don't walk into my fitness studio and be like, "Oh, hey, Ryan." Nobody's accusing me or thinking that I'm somebody that I'm not. But when you're in public, maybe it's because like you're in Vegas or you're in these other like when Lori and I travel, like the airport, these destination places, whatever it is. For some reason, I get that a ton, at least once a month, if not more, when we travel. Somebody will like be like, "Oh my God, like you." Does anybody ever told you you look like? And I'm like, yeah, I'm blah, whatever. And evidently I sound like, and I don't know this to be true. I'm not a fan of this guy. I don't know what he sounds like, but evidently I sound like Casey Affleck because the lady that I was talking to, or not talking about, I was sitting by her at the casino the last time we were there, and she was talking to her husband on the phone. And she's like, the guy sitting next to me sounds exactly like Casey Affleck. And so I was like, so I get that a bunch too. I've gotten that for years. People have always said that that's what I sound like. So if you're a Casey Affleck fan, do I, don't I? I am not 100% sure, but evidently I semi look like Ryan Reynolds. I don't really see it. Maybe when I got a little more beard scruff or something like that hat on, not sure. But I definitely sound like this Casey Affleck, which I'm assuming is Ben's brother. I'm assuming handsome, better looking brother. I don't know for that to be a fact, but those are my guesses. So anyway, that's the goings on. And maybe what I've been doing, Jared. I've been masquerading as a celebrity, signing autographs, and living a big life over here. Okay, speaking of big lives, I just read this weird article the other day. You guys have to tell me, you have to chime in and let me know what you think about this. If you don't send me a note, a message or something and let me know if I'm the crazy one or if these people are absolutely nuts, I'm going to lose my mind. There is a trend going around I'm just going to call it dry weddings. I read this article. It was like in the New York Times or New York Post, and it's been posted everywhere now that people are opting to have dry weddings. I mean, like no open bar, no cocktails, no booze at their weddings. I read this article because I was like, that can't be real. Sure enough, it's real. People were saying there was things that they interviewed people that went to these weddings, and one guy was like, worst wedding I've ever been to. Another guy said, listen, if you're going to force me to sit through your bad decisions of you two getting married, the least you can do is provide me with some booze after it's over, which I was like, absolutely. I'm 100% agree with that guy. Would you go to a drive? Like one of my criteria, listen, just in case anybody's wondering, just in case anybody is asked, and I am an ordained minister. I can marry you. I married my sister-in-law and her husband. So I'm definitely I'm available to do weddings. There's a couple caveats, right? I'm not even coming to your wedding if there's not an open bar. That's like first question out of my mouth. Oh, I don't even care if you serve food. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even care if you serve food. I don't care if you have finger foods. I don't care if you have a nacho fountain. I don't care if you serve filet mignon. I don't care. Do, don't. That's not gonna get me. You're not gonna get me there with a shitty steak, right? You're not gonna get me there with a fondue fountain. I'm not, you just won't. You have the potential to get me there with a top shelf open bar that starts early. Like maybe we even started before the ceremony, like at least a couple pops, you know what I mean? To get us all kind of in the mood to watch you guys make a couple bad decisions and just get us through it. And then we get to the actual, reception part. And then we can just throw down Sally. And listen, I'm a Buzz Buddy guy. This is why I created Buzz Buddy for events just like this. And we've partnered on, this is a crazy little segue, and I'll jump back into this. We've actually partnered Buzz Buddy with a bunch of bridal companies. So there's an organization called Girl About Town. Megan in Scottsdale, shout out Megan, one of our partners that uses BuzzBuddy, promotes BuzzBuddy, buys BuzzBuddy for bachelorette parties. And we've also began to work with what do they call those people? Wedding organizers, wedding planners that they're taking BuzzBuddy and putting it in everybody's like gift bag that comes to the wedding so that they don't feel like shit the next day after the actual ceremony. The people that are still doing the right thing and have an open bar. So if you guys are having a wedding and you want BuzzBuddy to sponsor it, or you want to buy BuzzBuddy to give to all of your guests, like I think it's a great idea. We've actually got a lot of people that have already started doing that, which is kind of a really cool thing that I never thought of when I created the company. So that's one of the cool new things that's kind of happened in the BuzzBuddy world. But back to this nonsense. Like, and question for you. Are you married? If yes, did you have an open bar? If no, why? And I just need some feedback on this. I just don't understand it. So back to me. I don't go to weddings and or funerals. Just my policy. I'm not a wedding guy. I'm not a funeral guy. You're probably if you have an open bar at a funeral, maybe get me there, but probably not. But the only way you've got a snowball's chance in hell to get me to a wedding is I don't care who you are. I don't care if my mom gets remarried at 70, whatever, 76, whatever, 77. Mom, no open bar, no JJ. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. Can't pull it off. And for those of you guys that are having these destination weddings, you pick somewhere nice. Like pick somewhere nice. Like nobody wants to go to a shitty hotel in the middle of Tijuana so that you can have a destination wedding and call it, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go somewhere nice. Let's dial it up a little bit. And yeah, you're paying. You're paying to get me there. You want me to come to your destination wedding? Give me my flight information and tell me what room I'm in. And JJ likes a suite. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like a suite. I like an upper floor. I like a good view. And let's go ahead and throw a bottle of bubbles in the room just as a welcome gift. Jay, welcome to the hotel. Thanks for coming to the wedding, that type of thing. Whether I'm officiating or not, that's going to be the requirement to get me there. But back to these dry weddings. Is it ridiculous? Am I ridiculous? I think it's absolutely insane. I cannot imagine going to a wedding that was like, hey, we're gonna go sober and it's gonna be great and whatever. It's like, first of all, I didn't think this was gonna work when you told me about it. I'm certain that you guys aren't going to make it now that you're both making idiotic decisions from Jump Street. And I'm going to need to know who was the one, because there's always one, right? There's always one in the couple. It's like, hey, what do you think about, who was it? Who was it? Because I got some notes for you. And then there's this other thing, the Gen Z crowd, I guess the young of the youngs, is now thinking about, well, okay, well, if we do have booze at the wedding, it's going to be a cash bar. It's going to be a what? You're going to, you want me, okay, let me, okay, pause for a second, Rachel. You want me to spend my Saturday somewhere I don't want to be with a bunch of people I don't want to be around, and you're going to have a cash bar? There is not a, there's not a, there's, I can't even think of a scenario. I can't think of a scenario that would get, I wouldn't get up off. I always think about this quote. I had a coach in college, and I mean, great guy, Coach Lawrence, and he would say, I wouldn't get up off my toilet to watch that guy play a concert in my front yard. He might even said living room. But that's how I feel about the whole cash bar. First of all, I don't even think I know anybody who's Gen Z. I'm not even sure what age range that is. You're probably way too young to even be getting married. If you want to, if we're going to get into like a counseling type situation right now, which I don't know if we are or not, but this is the problem that we're running into with society. We've got people thinking it's okay to not have any booze. Like we're going dry, no bar, no nothing. And then we got Gen Z popping out of the woodwork saying, "Oh yeah. No, we got booze for sure, but it's going to be a cash bar." Well, let me tell you something, Cindy. If it's going to be a cash bar, I better meet your dad early because guess whose card it's going on, right? It's going on Poppy's card because I'm not showing up and not having a little bit of fun. I'm not wasting my Saturday to come watch you and Carl get married that for the third time. Not welcome back. I'm not doing it. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. I've gotten fired up enough over that. You guys, as you can tell, I've spent some time thinking about this. This isn't the first time that I've had this conversation, and they both other times have been with myself. So at least you guys are listening. I saw this article, and it is about a club in Chicago that is discovering a new and unique way to relieve stress by gathering on Sunday evenings on the shores of Lake Michigan. The Chicagoans, that's what they call themselves, Chicagoans are gathering on Sunday evenings on the shores of beautiful Lake Michigan, on the banks of Lake Michigan, and they are having a scream club. Sit with that for a second. So people are on Sunday. People are like, oh shit, hey, babe, we gotta go. It's 4:30. We gotta be at the bank. We gotta be at the lake in 30 minutes to go scream for at what? Nothing. Just scream as loud as you can. I got so enthralled in this. I'm like, this can't be real. This is got to be clickbait bullshit. I actually watched the video. People are actually going to the lake, standing in a line. I mean, there's probably 100 of these people, and the organizer, the scream queen, the scream master, says, "Okay, 1, 2, 3," and then they all just scream at the top of their lungs, and then when they stopped screaming, then it was almost like they started. It was like they all crossed the finish line of a race at the same time and got a medal. They were hugging each other. They were high fiving. Some of them were crying, and I was like, "What in the blue hell is going? We're this is how do you get people to show up to shit like this? How do you get this is like going to a wedding that has no who would show up to that? How do you get, is there a website? It's like, hey, have you screamed lately? Like, would you like to meet us at the lake tomorrow at 6:30 and we're gonna all simultaneously scream at the top of our no, I would not like to go there. And if in all honesty, at that, I would like to be as far away from that location as humanly possible. Why do I want to hear a bunch of other people? What are you screaming about? Like literally, what on earth are you screaming about? And if you need to scream, why don't you just grab a pillow, throw your face into it, and do some work in the confines of your own home? Why do you want to go out with a bunch of other idiots and scream to get? I don't get it. And again, this could be me. I could be the one with the problem. I'm fully capable of saying if I'm the one with the issue. And if I am, let me know. If this is something I need to die, I mean, I'm never going to do it. I mean, let's be honest. Okay. So I got one more, and then we're going to hopefully move on. Another example of human stupidity. And I haven't, I mean, I've watched a couple things. I've read a few things, but this is the level of dumbness that the media thinks that we as humans are. So I read this. I saw the whole Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad campaign being compared to something to do with the Nazis. And I was like, are we like we are so heavily like clickbaited and like want to be triggered and all of these things of that nature. Like what on earth, in what planetary atmosphere, in what world is there anything Nazi or anything related to a chick wearing some jeans saying that she likes them and you should go buy them and whatever it is? Like what if we are really that triggered as humans, and I don't think we are, I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is more of a nonsensical play by the media, which don't even get me started on that. Like, I feel like anybody who's watching like any of the stations, I don't care what it is, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, ABC, whatever. I don't even know the things anymore. If you're watching any of that stuff, you're probably being lied to. I mean, you really just probably are. Probably being like propagandized into just believing shit that's not true. You should get a friend who doesn't watch any of that stuff that you trust and be like, hey, I heard this, and they can be like, no, that's not real. That's it. Call me. Just call me. Put me on your Rolodex and call me and be like, hey Jay, I heard that Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle are Nazis and it's the fall of the American Revolution and blah blah blah. And I just be like, no, that's not. We're not doing that today. What else you got? They'd be like, nothing. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll talk to you tomorrow. You got to have a friend like that. You just need it. Fun story. Evidently, there was a maybe the recall winner of the century. So I'm guessing that this has to be the scenario. So there's an energy drink called Celsius, which most of you guys have heard of. There is a vodka based a seltzer called High Noon, and I'm assuming that these two things are canned at the same facility of some sort. But somehow the Celsius energy drinks got filled with the High Noon vodka seltzer and got distributed. And so there's a recall going on right now. And my theory on this is if this wasn't done on purpose, which it probably wasn't, I think it's one of those blunders that's of absolute awesomeness for both companies. I think you could both, if you're marketing, if you have enough marketing geniuses in your sphere, you could both take this and run what they may be even owned by the same company. I have no earthly idea. I know Dave Portnoy has a some kind of interest stake in High Noon vodka seltzers, but I don't know much about the companies other than that. This is a marketing gold mine. It's a marketing gold mine, just like the next thing I'm going to talk about. But before we, because I guarantee their sales went up. I even thought about it. I'm like, I'm not a big Celsius energy drink guy. I'm more of a 3D guy now. We'll talk about that later. Not sponsored by 3D, but 3D, if you're listening, holler at your boy. Give me the ball. You know what I'll do. You know what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? I'll run the rock 30, 40 times a game, this guy. I'll send you some highlights from my junior high school. You'll be blown away. Trust me. And VHS, I don't know if you guys are using that, but if that's all I've got it on. So if you can't convert that, let me know. And then I don't know what we'll do. But anyway, I even thought about going out and buying a couple of Celsius just to see if you got the golden ticket. It's almost like this weird thing of like, I bet their sales went up. I'm gonna take a peek in the next like a little, the next couple of weeks and see did they get a sales spike when this came out? So I think, any press is good press. And so I think it's going to be really valuable for both of them. Speaking of maybe not any press being good press, it's been a few weeks now and this took the internet by storm. I've never seen us as humans come together more than we did during this particular, I'll call it like 10-day, 14-day window. But the whole Coldplay debacle is crazy. Like, first of all, don't be a creep. Like, don't be an asshole. Don't cheat on your significant other. Don't cheat on your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Don't be a butthole. You know what I mean? If you don't like the person that you're with, just tell them. Be like, hey, this person ain't working. I got Coldplay tickets tonight. I'm taking Doug, taking Carol, like instead of you. Be honest, be upfront. Like, don't be a scumbag where people have to figure shit out like because you're too immature and too weak to just tell the truth up front. Be honest, be an honest human. Like, that's my golden ticket advice for you today. Be honest. Don't care who you are. Coldplay has never got so much press. I mean, I didn't even know Coldplay was still around. I didn't know there's still a band. I didn't even know anything about them. I didn't know the lead singer of Coldplay was married to Gwyneth Paltrow. Is it Gwyneth Paltrow? Is that who? One of the Paltrows, one of the Gwyneths, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Didn't know that he was married to her and she was married to him. Had no clue. Like I said, didn't even know they were still filling up stadiums as well. I had no idea. If somebody said, "Hey, you want to go to a Coldplay concert?" I'm like, "What bar are they playing at?" Like, sure, we'll dive down there. They got that song "Yellow." I think I like. That's the only song. I mean, I think that's who. I don't even know if they sing "Yellow," but that's all I know about it. But they got more pop. But we've never come together more. What if we could come together as a country around shit that wasn't so creepy and so weird? Now, listen, I get this. I mean, these people are. I mean, I don't want to badmouth people. I don't know. You don't know these people, Jay. What are you talking about? Okay, listen. Allegedly, these people are scumbags. Period. So that's all I'll say about that. But and then what I learned too about the family, the lady's husband, I'm assuming soon to be ex-husband, like Bostonian royalty, like deep in the streets. Like he's the only one that didn't even make a statement. Like I think this was like where we know how to handle, like almost like mafioso type shit. Like we'll handle this. Like he got a call from his the attorneys that have been in the family forever and be like, we'll handle this. Don't worry about it. But I thought about such a great because the guy owned a rum company. Before I found out that he was like, I mean, high level deep in the streets, shit we probably shouldn't even be talking about, like that type of stuff. I was like, what an interesting opportunity, right? That he could take and run with this rum company. Like, talking about a painkiller, talking about different cocktails, whatever. Then I realized the dude was just buku loaded, and this whole rum thing's probably just a front for something else. I mean, he doesn't need me. He doesn't need my advice. And I sent him, I say, hey, retract those 17 emails I sent you about the marketing ideas. You don't need that. But what an interesting world that we live in where you're the CEO, the guy who was the astronomer. You're the CEO of this but I haven't looked at the evaluation, but a multi-million-dollar startup, like really has some chops behind it. And you think it's a good idea to take your head of persons or whatever the shit name he gave the lady, head of HR, and you're going to canoodle at a Coldplay concert with other employees, like just the dumbness of humans. It never ceases to amaze me. Never ceases to amaze me. So here's my party note, and then I got a statement to get out of here with. We lost some legends. I want to give a couple shout outs. Be a good human. Period. Ask yourself this question before you do anything. Is this what a good human would do? If the answer is yes, do it. If the answer is no, don't do it. And then think about this Coldplay jackass that both of them, the pair of them, whatever they are. Think about those people. Like, don't be like that. You don't want to be a meme. You don't want to be the people that put Coldplay back on the map. So be a better human. And so let's get out of here on this. We lost some legends last week. Maybe even more than this, but I'm gonna go with the three. The top three for me were Ozzy. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Lori, Ozzy and Sharon used to be Lori's clients when she had her facial business in Los Angeles. She used to go to Ozzy's house, facials on Sharon, the whole nine yards. So Ozzy, super cool dude. RIP, legend. I mean, what a life. Like, what an absolute life. Hulk Hogan, regardless of what you guys think about him, I know he said some wild shit in the last few years, whatever it is. But growing up as a little kid, I remember watching like Sunday morning cartoons, Hulk Hogan, like greatest American hero, like I mean, legend as far as that goes. Like just wrestling. I'm not talking about Terry Bollea, the human or whatever. I'm just talking about the character himself. I think it was like for a lot of young kids, especially like young boys, like we grew up like, wanting to be like the Hulkster, take your vitamins, the whole nine yards. And then lastly, this is probably a less known celebrity to some of you guys. If you guys are baseball fans, you'll absolutely get it. So I grew up in West Texas. We lived out in the country. We didn't have cable. I think we got three channels through our rabbit ears. And one of those channels was WGN from Chicago. And so I grew up as a little kid watching the Chicago Cubs play baseball. And Ryan Sandberg was my favorite player growing up. Like if you guys ever called him Rhino, if you guys ever watched the Cubs and you're around my age range, 50-ish years old, like you know who Ryan Sandberg is if you're a baseball fan at all. So RIP to those three legends, those three dudes who I wouldn't say like I'm not a big celebrity like pedestalization guy, but if somebody said those three names to me, I would say, you know what, I would say those three names definitely had a place and a space in the world that I grew up in when I was a kid to even being an adult. So RIP to those guys. And be a legend in your own right, right? You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be like Ozzy. You don't have to be like the Hulkster. You don't have to be like Sandberg. Be a legend in your own right. And the best way to do that is to leave places better than you found them. Be the kind of person that when somebody leaves your presence, they say, "Holy shit, man, that felt good. Like that was a good feeling. That was a good interaction. That was something I want more of." Be that person. All right. Love you. We'll see you later. When's the next one coming? Don't know. Like I said, Jared, I'm running 3, 4 businesses. I'm trying to take BuzzBuddy to the moon. And if you maybe help me do that, maybe talk about BuzzBuddy as much as you run your mouth to me about being a horrible human. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. That's between me and Jared. I should have just left that offline, but you know how it is. All right. We'll see you guys on the next one. Love you. See you in a bit. Bye.